So the other day I get a random text message from a guy named John Cook who said he found my number from Indeed/online and he's currently in need of a personal assistant for a remote job. He tells me to kindly send a text or an email for details. And I thought, hey, I could use some extra money. So I emailed John and I said, hi, is this still hiring? And he says, good morning, Ben. How are you doing today? And I say, fine, how are you? And he says he's pretty good and he asked me for my number for a fast text. So I give him a number for him to reach me on and he soon texts me. He says, how are you doing today? This is John Cook. I'm contacting you regarding the job. And I say, hi, thank you for contacting me. He says, I work with the realtors as an online publisher and I need a good and hardworking assistant that can post ads perfectly online. Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. I'll be paying $1,000 every week. Does it look like what you can do? I thought $1,000 a week just to post ads? Sounds like a great side gig. So I said, wow, yes, of course. He said, sounds good. Do you have Marketplace in your Facebook app? Doesn't everyone have access to the Facebook Marketplace? I said, I believe so. Okay, when do you intend to start? I say, whenever you need me. Okay, kindly provide your email address. I will be sending the post information to every day so I can have it noted down. I literally just emailed him 5 minutes ago, but I said the email I contacted you on earlier. Okay, I'm currently at a seminal. I will contact you when I'm done in 2 to 3 hours. Thank you. So 2 to 3 hours later, John is done with his seminal and he emails me some information on a home that he wants me to create a listing for. It appears to be a home in Louisville, Kentucky, and the description says to contact the owner, Do Rick, if interested. This sounds fishy to me. I don't want to list a house from my personal account if it's going to be used in some kind of a scam, so I create a new Facebook account and I decide to post it from there. But it's not letting me post in Marketplace and I can't figure out why. My hunch is that you've got to have an established Facebook account in order to post homes on the Marketplace, because I go to try it on my real Facebook account and it works just fine. So that's what's going on. These scammers are trying to create ads to trick would-be renters, but they can't list homes with their Facebook profiles, so they're hiring Americans like me to do it for them. So I quickly delete the posting, but I take a screenshot before I do, and I send it over to John Cook to show him I did what I was told. He says, you will be posting 2 to 3 ads per day, is that fine with you? And I'm like, sounds good to me. He says, for more information about the house, direct all inquiries to the email in the post information. Tell them to text the owner, Do Rick. Direct all inquiries to that number. And then, strangely enough, a few minutes later, I get a text from Do Rick himself. He said, hello, how are you doing? This is Do Rick, the owner of the house you posted. Oh boy, the boss is reaching out to me. I better be on my best behavior if I'm going to make my way up in this company. But he says, I just got your number from John. Did you have it posted on Craigslist? No, I wasn't planning on posting it on Craigslist, but I better get on it in order to show that I'm a dedicated worker. So I said, I am working on it now. And he said, nice to hear back from you. Okay, kindly let me know when you have it posted. They can contact my number directly. Okay, so here we go. If anyone is interested in this listing that I just posted, they're instructed to reach out to this guy, Do Rick, who is either the same guy as John Cook or John Cook's buddy. But nobody is going to be reaching out to either of them because I've already deleted both listings. But they don't know that. So what I do is I use this fake Facebook profile that I've just created and I name it Microphone. And I send myself a Facebook message expressing interest in the property. I then take a screen grab of the conversation and I go back to John Cook and I say, somebody messaged me about the property. Except it was me who messaged me. And of course he just wants me to pass them along to Do Rick, but then I send a message back to myself saying, who is Do Rick? And then I pass that over to John Cook to get a response. And he says, the owner of the property, kindly call or text Do Rick for more details and application process. Okay, let's take a timeout and map this out for you because it's a bit complicated. And I'm going to use an AI tool to help you visualize. We have a realtor named John Cook who has recruited Ben Dover to post the house that is owned by a guy named Do Rick. And now we have Microphone who is talking to Ben Dover because he's interested in the house. But John Cook tells Ben to tell Mike to contact Do Rick. This is quite a web that we spun for each other, and it's about to get a lot more tangled. And creating all these fake profiles means I'm creating a lot of accounts and passwords. But that's okay because Aura is helping me keep track of these accounts and passwords with its easy-to-use app that contains a password manager. They're also sponsoring this video. Aura's easy-to-use app helps me generate strong and complex passwords when I set up new accounts, and it remembers them for me when I need to sign in on a browser or on my mobile device. Using the same password twice is just asking for trouble, and that's why you need a good password manager. And that's just one of the many features that you're getting with Aura. It's identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, antivirus, and even a VPN all in a single app. And Aura not only gives you identity theft insurance, but it notifies you if your email, passwords, or social security number has been found leaked on the dark web. You can even connect your bank accounts and get notified of suspicious transactions. It's absolutely worth seeing what kind of info of yours has been leaked to the dark web, and Aura will tell you. You'll probably be shocked, like I was. And you can try for free and see for yourself when you sign up for a 14-day trial at my link at aura.com/pleasantgreen. Get yourself some peace of mind when you're browsing the internet and see who's been using your data. Go visit my link and try it out today. So I go back to being Mike and I do what I was told and I contact Do Rick. I say, "Is this Do?" And he says, "Yes, this is Do Rick." And I say, "I am interested in the house on Delrose Drive." And Do says, "Thanks for your interest in renting my house. It gives me great joy to know that you are interested in my lovely house. When would you like to schedule for a show at the property?" Well, he sounds like a lovely person. I say, "When are you available?" He says, "The house is available for self-tour." And I'm like, "So do I not meet up with you to take the tour?" And he says, "My initial plan was to sell the house, but the agent was not honest with me. He cheated on the tenant by getting higher rent from them and never delivered the money to me. We need a responsible person that can take very good care of it, as we are not after the money. I am not dealing with the agents anymore. They are bad people. This is why I'm handling the rent by myself. You deal with me directly." Okay, what? "The house is available for tour today. Can you come check the house today?" And I said, "Sure." A little about myself. I currently got a permanent job in Texas, biomedical engineers. I was working as a medical doctor here in the state, but I finally lost my job on the month of January 18th, 2016, due to the accident I had during the heavy snow. The accident which almost destroyed most part of my body, especially my legs. I wasn't aware that Texas was a place that got heavy snow. Anyway, why is he telling me all this? I thank God today that I am still alive and can at least walk again, but I can't talk very well because the shock are still in my body according to my doctor. The best way I can communicate is through writing, but I believe with God all things are possible. I have the faith in Him that I will be healed perfectly as just a matter of time. Cool story, bro. I said, "I'm sorry to hear about the accident. What kind of doctor were you?" And he dodges the question and he says, "I will give you access to the keys in the lockbox so you can view the house from the inside if you are ready to view the house today." Okay, what's this guy got up his sleeve? He gives me a link to rently.com or the home that I, acting as Ben Dover, posted on Facebook. And Do says, "Once you check the house and you are satisfied, you get back to me so we can move forward with the necessary paperwork." Okay, this is something that I've never seen before. Rently.com is a legit website, and apparently you can list a home here with a lockbox that anyone can access and give themselves a self-tour if they are registered on the site. They get a code and they're able to unlock the door, and then they're put in touch with the owner. But Do makes very sure to let me know that I need to contact him directly after seeing the property. So here is what I think is happening. Homeowners are posting their homes on Rently, but scammers are acting like they are the owners. So they'll get your attention with a Facebook ad, and then they'll get you to go take a virtual tour of the home. Then they get you to pay them instead of the actual homeowner because they're the ones you've been talking to the whole time. That's pretty messed up. Now, I'm not gonna fly to Louisville and take a self-tour, but I'll pretend that I did. So later that night, I write Do back and I say, "Looks good to me." Then he says, "I'm glad you like the properties. Can we move forward with the necessary paperwork now?" So he sends me over an application and a questionnaire from the Homeowners Association USA. The questions are stupid and redundant, but I fill them out with a bunch of BS, and then I scan the documents, then I upload them both to a Google Drive link, and then I create an email that looks like I'm sharing a Google Drive folder with Do Rick. But I replace the hyperlink on the open button with my own redirect link. Now this is a link that I created at grabify.link, and it will alert me when someone clicks on it. It will also tell me the IP address of whoever clicks on it, and from that, I will know where in the world they are. Because I have a hunch that they're not really in Louisville, Kentucky, or Texas. But hey, let's find out. Hey, it worked. And he doesn't even know that I just tricked him because he responds and he says, "I just received your email now. I want you to know that my spirit is willing to rent my house to you because you sounds responsible and God-fearing to me. I will like you to go ahead and make the first month and deposit to enable the shipment of the keys with all the necessary paperwork to your current address by FedEx mail delivery services in no time. I knew it! Do Rick wants Mike Raffone to pay him instead of the actual owner of the home. Well, that's not going to happen. So I, Mike Raffone, say to Do Rick, okay, I'll send it to the guy on Facebook. And I know that will throw a wrench into the whole scam because neither Agent John Cook or Do Rick want this fool bend over to receive the money. So Do speaks up. He says, I'm the owner of the property. Remember, you were to deal with me directly. But I'm gonna make him sweat a little bit, and I say, the guy on Facebook said to send it to him. And Do says, he works for me as an advertising manager. He is not the owner of the house. And I'm like, you two work it out, not my problem. You were to deal with me directly, is that clear? He is just my advertising manager. He is just my advertising manager. He is just my advertising manager. And then Do panics and eventually calls me to make sure that I don't send any money to his advertising manager.
I said, this is 2 weeks on the line, the owner of the house. You want to rent?
Yeah, but the guy on Facebook told me to pay him.
No, you are not to pay the guy on the Facebook. I'm the owner of the house. The guy on the Facebook is just working for me as an advertising manager. If you pay to the guy on the Facebook, you're not going to get the keys to the house.
I already paid him though.
No, you are not to pay him. You are meant to pay me. If you pay him, you are not going to. Remember, I told you in the first instance, I don't do then just do me directly.
Yeah, but he has my money.
You already paid him?
Yeah.
Can you send me a proof that you paid him?
You'll have to take it up with him. I paid the guy on Facebook.
I can take it up from him. He works for me as an online advertising manager.
Yeah, but he works for you, so you two work it out.
There's no way I'm going to work it out with him. I told you that already. I told you to deal with me directly.
Well, he's got my money, so he's the one that you should be talking to, not me.
Send me a proof that you paid him.
I don't have proof. Take it up with him.
You should have the proof that you paid him.
This is so dumb. Just talk to him. So now Do is freaking out that Bendover just received the $900. So he reaches out to Bendover to ask if Mike mistakenly sent me the money. And I say, yes. And I know he wants proof, so I quickly Photoshop a Zelle confirmation email of me receiving $900 from Mike Raffone. And now John Cook is freaking out because the guy that he hired just got a hold of his money. He said, hello, I heard that a tenant mistakenly made payment to your address. Well, it wasn't a mistake, but I said yes. He tells me to keep $300 and send the other $600 to a Zelle address. He then gives me a phone number and an account holder's name. And this is what scam baiters work so hard to get. These names are the most critical pieces of the puzzle because they're the ones that collect the money from the victims and move it to the scammers overseas. And more often than not, these mules don't even know what they're doing. They could think that they're employees, like Bendover, or they could be in an online relationship and are just doing favors for their lovers. So now I'm gonna try and reach out to this Michelle person and see for myself. But she doesn't answer the phone. So I text her and I say, Michelle, I am supposed to Zelle you money. And she responds and says, who is this? And I say, I'm trying to rent a house and a guy from Nigeria told me to send you the money. And she says, it's a scam, sorry. Oh, really, Michelle, you think? So I say, so why are you collecting money for him? And she plays dumb. She says I'm not. Have no idea how they got my information. So then I just send screenshots of my text with these scammers where they give me her name and her phone number. How in the crap are you gonna explain this one, Michelle? But she seems totally confused. She's asking what name he went by and what his phone number is, and I'm starting to lean towards believing that this woman is just doing work for the scammer that she thinks is legit. But I warn her and I tell her that she's likely involved in money laundering and that she probably needs to have a conversation with this guy that she receives money for. I show her the full conversation and even the IP address proving that he's in Nigeria. And I think that I've probably rocked her world with this news, and so I'm not gonna push any further, but I'm pretty sure that she's suspicious now and is going to think twice about moving money for these scammers in the future. So now Bendover writes back to Do and says, I called her and she said it's a scam. And he said, what do you mean? This is not a scam. Money was sent to you and you are saying it's a scam? Kindly remove $300 part payment and send the rest $600 to the Zelle. Is that clear? And then I said, What are you doing in Nigeria? What do you mean with all you are sending? Send the money before I get you arrested. I think the only person that is in danger of getting arrested here is Michelle. But I say no, I'm going to buy myself something nice. And Do really thinks I have $900. So then he writes back to Mike and chastens him for listening to Bend Over instead of him. He says, I warned you, see who you sent the money to? I told you this people are not honest. Well, now who's he calling dishonest? I say, well, at least he's not a scammer in Nigeria. And I hit him with the IP info to let him know that he's been caught. And then to rub it in, Bendover writes to Do and says, me and Mike are going to go out and party and spend it all. And now John and Do have gone quiet, and they're probably left wondering how these two guys managed to get the best of them. And hopefully the next time they try and get money from someone, their mule Michelle will have some reservations about helping them. So, we've wasted their time, we've spooked their mule, and hopefully we've broken their Hawala system of moving money, which is basically what scam baiting is all about. So watch out for this rental scam, and if you see it, get these guys tangled up like I did and make them see that they need to go find a better way to make their money. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had fun, and I will see you next time.